All right, here's the second example, but I don't think it is in your notes. So just kind of pay attention and follow along, but I wanted to do kind of a simplistic one so when you did your homework, you understood what I was doing. So when you look at this, G is the center of the circle. So from here to here is a semicircle. It would measure 180 degrees. From here to here is a semicircle. So the arc ONP is a semicircle and measures 180 degrees too. So you need to keep in mind all of your geometry that you've used all year. If I know this is 78 degrees, I can find the measure of OGN because they're a linear pair. So immediately I would know that this would measure 102 degrees. Okay. Also, what I know is this is a central angle. So this arc right here, arc PN, and we would say the measure of arc PN would have to equal 78 degrees as well. So this arc is measured, when we say arc measure, we mean in degrees. Okay. This arc measure, this is also a minor arc, so I can name it. And just like an angle, we put an M in front when we want the measure. The arc measure ON is going to be 102 degrees. And this arc here is 102. Okay? And again, we talked about this whole thing was 180 and this whole thing is 180. And we know that 360 degrees around a circle. Okay, so let's say I asked you for the measure of angle OPN. That's right here. This is not a central angle, okay? So this is called an inscribed angle because the vertex is on the angle. So sometimes what I do is I trace over the two sides that make, do you love my straight lines? That make that angle. And you can see the intercepted arc is right here. So where this line and this line, here's the angle, the intercepted arc is 102. So when I find this, I'm going to take half because it's an inscribed angle of 102. So the measure of OPN will be 51 degrees. Okay? And earlier, I didn't write it down, but the measure of angle OGN was 102. And you can get that because these were a linear pair, or if you knew this was 78, this arc would be 78, and this is a semicircle. A semicircle has to measure 180, so if I know this part's 78, this has to be 102. All right, so that's my first example that you didn't have to write down, just kind of pay attention. There's one like that on your homework.